I know the stuff I went through mentally.
Yeah.
So I know where I came from and where I'm going. And that's really all I am concerned about. Other than proving, I mean, they're going to say stuff my whole life. I mean, that's just
a part of it.
Yeah, that's just what it's going to be. And that's okay. So I'm kind of got over that part. I'm more so trying to prove to myself on what I can be.
What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of It's Giving. I am your host, Sarah Fontenot, and if you have not yet, make sure to click that button below and get subscribed. Hit that bell so you get a notification with every new piece of content, because the content is contenting. Okay, I know I probably just made that up, and it's okay. It's all good. Now, I gotta tell you, we are constantly bringing you incredible guests, incredible friends, and I am not going to disappoint you yet. Again, we are joined by an incredible woman. She is beautiful on the inside and the out. She is out here making a difference on the planet, okay, doing different philanthropic work. On top of that, oh my gosh, her story is absolutely bananas and crazy. We're gonna jump into some dating stuff today. We're gonna jump into what she does today, who she is today. And I love that she focuses more on who she is and not just what she does. Because the doing is cool, but who we be is way better. So give it up for Miss Deiondra Sanders.
Dang, you made me sound so great.
I mean, it's just honest.
Yeah.
It's easy when it's honest. So I have to ask you. It is. It's easy when it's honest.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, get to know this girl, you know? So I have to ask you, if this season were called It's Giving blank and you have to fill in the blank, what would it be called? And you have to say it's giving.
The season of what?
Your life. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's giving strength.
Ooh, break that down. How?
I just feel like every day I feel like as humans we go through a battle and you just have to constantly choose yourself and choose to be strong to fight through it. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's where I'm at now. So it's just, yeah.
Yes. Is that ever hard for you? Like choosing yourself and choosing to be strong? Because I find that the world is usually in a place where they try to make you they prefer you weak. Because then you're impressionable and you're controllable. But when you're strong, they almost attack you.
Yeah.
So how do you go about making sure that you're staying strong?
I feel like everything, when you're trying to deal with yourself and learning more about yourself, it's going to be a battle within yourself. But you just have to know that it's going to be worth it. And you have to just stay fighting it. Because it's not going to be easy. I feel like everything we want in life, nothing's going to be easy if you really want it.
Facts.
So if you really want to be a certain way and become a certain way, it's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
So you have to just fight through it and just stay faithful.
Yes, I know that's right. I feel like on my journey, like I always say, I don't wish healing on anyone, but I wish healing on everyone. You know, because it's literally the most beautiful, challenging, hard journey that we've ever done. And I know that you're kind of into like journaling and healing and, you know, mental health. How did you get into that? Like, was there something that happened where you were like, okay, I need to start doing this?
How did I get into what? Because
it's like journaling, mental health awareness.
Well, the way I got into mental health is different from how I got into journaling.
Ooh.
I will say, I'm trying to see which one I want to talk about first.
Whichever you choose.
The way I got into journaling was when I started going to like counseling. And first I was like, okay, I don't want to do this. But you know, you get to a point where you're like, okay, something has to give.
Enough is enough.
I'm just going to try something.
Yes.
So I tried it and they would have me do homework. And I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to write this letter and stuff like that. But the more I did it, I realized it really helped me because I started realizing things that I thought about subconsciously that I didn't realize that made me act a certain way and feel certain emotions when I didn't realize why I felt that. It's because I had all these subconscious thoughts in my mind from a long time ago. So when I started writing stuff out, it was like, okay, the more I did it, it's like, okay, I feel a little better when I write it out. So now I'm real big on journaling. I'm real big on like, if I'm going through the day feeling some type of way, my notes are crazy.
Yes,
I feel this way because, but it's like, it's kind of a way I kind of release my emotions, I feel like.
I love that you said I feel this way because
Yeah.
most people just feel a way and they have no idea why.
Oh no, I go through the steps on why I feel like this, what made me feel like this.
Ooh.
Why do I think that to make me feel like this? So I get all the way to the bottom of it so I could try to change that negative emotion.
Yes. Did you learn that in counseling? Or is that just something you started doing?
Honestly, I had a best friend that was so open, and she's like my spiritual sister.
Yes.
I feel like she taught me how to be in tune, in touch with my emotions. So she would ask me like, well, why do you feel like this? Where is it coming from? Oh. So I just learned how to do it, like do the different steps myself when I write things out.
That is so good. Okay, so we're going to jump into this a little bit later. Do you feel like, well, no, we'll jump into that a little bit later, but do you feel like having solid female friendships is challenging for you? Because you're beautiful. You got it going on. You're dating a celebrity. You're the daughter of a celebrity. You're over here doing all these things all over the planet. Is it hard for you to attract good women in your life?
I won't say it's hard for me because I've learned that there's different kind of friends.
Break that down.
I have like my core friend group. Those are like my rides, my ride or dies. I trust them 90% because you can't trust them 100, but I trust them 95%.
Yeah. Well, they up there.
Yeah, up there. But then I have like other people that I might like go out with, hang out with, but I know in my heart, like, okay, I can't tell them this, I can't do that. So it's like I know the difference in friends that I hang around. But my core friends, I don't think it's not hard. It's not hard to me because I don't put expectations for the other kind of friends. So then I'm not getting, oh, dang, I can't believe she did that. No, you already knew that was like that.
Oh.
But I don't put expectations on them.
Yeah.
So I know how to like be the type of friend to them, that type of friend. So I don't think it's hard anymore. It used to be, but not anymore.
When I first moved to Atlanta, that was definitely a lesson that I had to learn. And I think because I'm so open, I can't even help it. Like I just am a sharer, I'm a giver, I'm a lover. And I was like, everyone is like this. And
not in Atlanta.
Oh my goodness, girl, I learned. So now that people ask me like, how is Atlanta? I'm like, it's great now that I've learned it.
Yeah.
I've learned that there are different levels of friendships. Everyone, I call it, you call it your riders, I call it my soul sister goddess tribe. So everybody isn't qualified to be soul sister goddess tribe. They are tried and true, and I really feel like I would take a bullet for them, not die, but like a straight through. You know what I mean? Like,
not die, but
I don't know if I would die.
But graze me a little bit.
You can graze me. You could do a straight through. But I say that to say, with relationships, I think it's really important to understand how important the proximity is that people have to us doesn't necessarily mean the depth inside of relationship.
Yeah.
Which is, that was a hard lesson for me to learn. How long did it take you to learn that?
It took a while. It took over a lot of years, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took a long time. I feel like I just learned it within the past few years. So it took a long time.
Yeah. Do you feel like inside of those experiences that kind of helped you with journaling too? Like creating the I feel this way because?
I don't think that really helped me with journaling. I think journaling helped me get through some of those relationships that I thought was going to be like
forever.
Yeah. And it wasn't. So journaling helped. I don't think so.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, so how did you get into the mental health aspect of things?
Baby. This is a deep one.
Yeah. Well, come on. We do geek deep at It's Giving,
man. Okay. I was in a bad relationship and it brought me down to like a really bad point in my life. I had lost myself. I didn't know who I was or nothing. And I never been that type. I always was the one who was like, I wish somebody would, this and that. But when someone breaks you down mentally, like mentally abusive, that's
worse than physical.
I mean, I had to deal with both, but that mental is what starts it because you think so highly of yourself and then they keep picking at you, saying stuff, picking at you, to where I got to the point was like, well, am I tripping? Like, is it me? Like, do I really feel this way about myself? Because it's like they implant in your mind so much. So I didn't like where I was at. And I wasn't able to, I knew I had to leave the relationship, but I knew I wasn't strong enough to do it then. So I would tell myself like, okay, you got to do whatever you got to do to start building yourself up to where when you leave, you could leave.
Yeah. And
I started doing that. And that's how I know how strong my mind was to like, okay, if I was able to get out of that, I know I could do anything. So mental health is big on me because I know the thoughts that I came from to where I am now. And I know that your mind controls all that.
Everything. How did you, like, what were some of the things that you did to rebuild you? Like, for those that are listening that may be in that crazy relationship and they know that they'd have no business being there and they know that they're not happy, but they're not strong enough to leave. Like, what was the first step?
I mean, the first step was just getting out the house. It was like baby steps. It was like, okay, I'm gonna get out the house. Places I didn't even want to go. I just went.
Yeah.
Like knowing I don't want to be here, but I just did it so my mind wouldn't be idle while I'm sitting at home. I just started making new friends, hanging out. But I realized when I was doing that, it slowly helped me, but it was more like a Band-Aid I was putting over myself. So when it got to the one point, it was like something last happened between us. And then I was like, forget it, I'm going to just do it. So I just blocked everything. And then I was like, anything that come my way, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to try it. I'm going to stop living in fear. So this Fox show reached out to me like 2 weeks after that, Paradise Hotel. And I was like, F it.
I'm doing it.
I'm doing it. Might as well. I'm already at my lowest. Like, what else can go wrong?
Yeah.
So I ended up doing that. And I didn't know that they had something called sequester. So sequester is basically where they take your phone, TV, and everything, and you only have 1 hour out the day to like do stuff. So you're in a hotel room for 23 hours until the show actually starts. So we had to do that for 3 weeks. So when I tell you I had no time but just with me and God, it was like, God was like, oh, I'm going to sit you down. If you going to keep putting a Band-Aid on it, I'm going to take it to where you just can't, you have no more distractions. So, I mean, I got voted off the first episode. I thought I was going for a show, but I really wasn't. I was going to find myself again. And spend time with God.
Come
so
on.
It really took me to do all that from where I was at to really like build myself back up and get myself back there.
It was like that quote that says, rejection is God's protection.
Yeah.
And sometimes I keep talking about this book. I was listening to a book called A Return to Love. And it's really like love of self and healing self. And it talks about how, I quoted it. Actually, I'm going to tell you the quote. Hang on, because it was so good in the sense, and I bolded it. So I know I'm going to be able to find it real quick and in a hurry. Except I can't find it. Oh, it's right here. Okay. So it said, our need to tell God what to do displays our lack of trust. What if he has something so much better in store than what we think we want? And even if that show was you thought that you wanted to win or you thought that you wanted to go further, but realistically what you got was better because you got true healing. Yeah,
I did. And I was like, I thought I was going for a show, but God knew his plan. And I really got true healing from that.
Yes. Was that so inside of like the healing journey when you're sitting with yourself, you know, you're obviously sleeping, you get to do whatever, but inside of that time, like what did the healing look like? Prayer, meditation, journaling.
Meditation. I was journaling literally every day when I woke up. I mean, I had nothing else to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Reading the Bible.
You read the Bible? Have you read the full Bible?
No.
I have. Well, I did one time with a Bible study crew.
How long did it take?
A year.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's not bad. That's like, you're not reading a lot at a time, then that's not bad.
You got to like the full one. Digest and all of the things.
Yeah, we was limited to what we can watch on TV because they only gave us DVDs. So I would do like happy ones. You know, I wouldn't watch stuff that I know that would bring me back in that place. So just healing, spending time with myself, spending time with God, journaling. writing, reading.
Yeah.
That's all I could do.
Yeah, I mean, that's beautiful. And I feel like I was literally just having a conversation of a relationship that I was in. And this version of me is a completely different version of me. This version of me, I'm a phoenix out of these ashes. I wish them would. That's where I'm at right now. With my experience with me, the things I've been through. Oh, no, you can't tell me anything about myself that I don't already know. And if you tell me something that's your truth, but it's not my truth, I don't. Actually, your dad. I did a workout to I quoted one of his sounds over my workout video. And he said, what about me would make you think that I care about what you have to say about me? Yeah. Your opinion of me is not the one that I have of myself. I have never related to anything more in my life.
That's true though.
But I was in a relationship and this man would say little things like, oh, you really think you're up here, don't you? Like you really think highly of yourself. I think the highest of myself. Let me be clear. And you could take that as arrogance, or you could take it as, I take it as we are all fearfully and wonderfully made. We are all of God. We are all perfect in God's eyes. Why would I put myself lower?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not to say that I'm arrogant or I look down or condescending, but I wish you would try to tell me about myself now.
Yeah.
But in the past, oh girl.
Oh, in the past we used to listen, but now I'm with you.
Oh, I got a track record in the past. Sometimes I look back and I share my stories and I'm like, dang, I tell the story about how I broke a window. Don't ask me no questions. Hey, y'all, I hope y'all watch the episode so you got context.
We've all been there.
Oh my God,
We've all been there.
I was in my early 20s, you know? And it was completely unintentional for the record, but it happened.
Yeah.
And I think back to these stories that I tell and I'm like, damn, like I really needed healing.
Yeah.
Because the pinpoint of it is my ego needed a certain kind of answer. My ego really needed the treatment that I was getting. Otherwise, I would have left. Because they say that we treat ourselves, we only allow other people to treat us as bad as we'll treat ourselves. The second that shifts, that where it's higher or lower, people start to fall away.
Yeah.
Right? Man, so when you left that relationship, what was next? How did you did the sequester with the TV show? Mm-hmm. Then what was next after that?
I came back and I mean, I was just a new person. That was when I did my first acting on BET.
Oh.
I walked New York Fashion Week.
Oh.
I was just a whole new, more confident person. It built my confidence up in myself. And that's what I needed. I really loved myself after that.
Yes, I feel like that's the most beautiful opportunity we have on this planet.
Yeah.
Self-love.
It is. I'm really big on that.
Yeah. So, okay. So we're gonna forward here a little bit because self-love, you've been working on yourself, you've been doing your thing, and you're dating somebody that almost everybody knows. I don't know if I could say his name or not. You can say his name if you want to. But what is it like dating a famous celebrity? Like, or is it almost like, well, it's normal because your dad, Deion Sanders, is also Deion Sanders. Like, has it been like oh, I'm used to this? Or is it like, oh, man.
Ooh. I would feel like, I mean, I could say it's kind of normal.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only difference is, his entertainment field is different from what I'm used to. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that would be the only thing. But I like it. It's cool.
Have women, because I had this conversation with another woman, and women are bold, right? And disrespectful, high key. They can be. Also, women are awesome, but I'm referring to the bold, disrespectful ones. Have you ever had someone try to shoot their shot while you were right there, knowing that was your man?
I haven't seen that, but actually a lot of his fans and supporters have been very kind to me.
I love that.
They're actually really nice to me. I know we was somewhere the other day and one girl was like, girl, if I didn't like you, girl. And I was thinking in my head, I was like, that's okay. You supposed to like my man. That's good. But she's like, girl, if I didn't like you, girl, it would be the funniest thing ever. But I was like, that's so cute because it's like, I don't know. I feel like I give off that kind of energy where it's not like rude or anything like that. So they kind of don't have no reason, to do that. I haven't seen it in my face.
That's good. If you did, what do you think would happen? Would you say something? Would you let him take the lead? Would you what do you think would be if a woman walked up?
Like, and did what though? What is you? I just don't think that's gonna happen. But what do you mean if a woman walked up and did what?
Like if she tried to shoot her shot directly in front of you. Because y'all are kind of out there now. Y'all on social media.
I mean, I would let him handle it. He knows how to handle things.
That's good.
The proper way.
This is a feminine woman right here following the leadership of a masculine man. That's what that says to me. Because the second that a woman starts to feel like, excuse me, I'm standing right here. When that starts to happen, you're not letting that man be a man.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, do you trust his leadership?
Yeah.
You know? I love that answer. I love that answer. Have you always been in your feminine in relationships?
No. I haven't. Oh my goodness. I feel like I give so much masculine energy in the past and I didn't realize it.
Yeah. What made you realize it?
I was like seeing someone a long time ago. Because I feel like with who I am as a person, the type of manager I am, sometimes it's like I have to be so masculine when it comes to business and work.
Of course, yeah.
And that just automatically goes home with me because I am the oldest sibling. It's like I have to, take charge, I feel like sometimes. But I was dating someone and he was a man. I was like, I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Like from just like walking up to the restaurant saying his name. I'm so used to me. I was like, I was like, okay, this is what it feels like. So I was actually able to sit back and be more feminine. So I started learning and practicing on how to be more in my feminine energy.
Yes.
Because that showed me like, okay, you can do it. You just need somebody to lead you to where you trust to lead you.
Yeah.
So that kind of made me feel like that.
Yeah. So do you feel like there's a difference between like a good man and a nice man? Like the good guy and the nice guy? Could you follow a nice guy?
What do you mean?
You know, they always say nice guys finish last.
I feel like nice people in general finish last.
You do feel that way? I don't feel that way.
I feel like, well, it depends on what you're trying to finish.
Touche.
I'll say that.
So you think nice guys finish last in relationships? Like,
I wouldn't say just nice guys. I think nice people.
So when you say finish last, what does that mean to you?
I feel like it's a little bit harder.
I feel like, so
what does it mean to you for finish last? And then the difference between nice and good guy?
So I think a nice guy, I don't like a nice guy. I like a nice guy as my friend. I don't want a nice guy as my man because nice to me implies somewhere there's a people-pleasing spirit, which says that you want to make sure that everyone is catered to and that's very nice as a friend. But as my man, I want my man to be so certain inside of who he is and how he is that if he offends you, oh, that's on you. He did what he did and he meant it. And I feel like sometimes that people-pleasing spirit, that nice spirit, I always say like, I'm not that nice.
Yeah.
I'm very kind. I'm loving. I'm compassionate, but I will very kindly tell you about yourself. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and not in a disrespectful manner, but there's a standard here, And so I feel like they may not necessarily finish last, but I do feel like there's a disservice inside of them operating from a space where like they're not operating in their truth because they don't want to hurt feelings. They don't want to make anyone upset. And it's like, say it from your chest.
I could understand since you explained that because that's definitely not what I thought.
When you said nice.
Okay. So since you broke that down, I could definitely understand why you say that.
Yeah. So which way did you receive it when I said it?
I was thinking of it as just like a nice person.
Oh, okay.
Not like a people pleaser.
Yeah.
But when you broke it down, I can for sure understand that. But then what's the difference between, well, you explained what nice is, so what would good be?
A good man, I think, is a high value man. I think
what makes a man high value?
I love this. I believe it's a man that has values. And I feel like there are a lot of high value men that are very different from one another, but they're in alignment with you. So my level of value may not be valued by someone else, right? It's going to be valued by my husband. Hey, husband, just so you know, I love you and I prayed for you this morning. Back to you. So my like the values have to be in alignment, but I think it's when you spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, energetically, and financially are in a space where you're genuinely happy with. Obviously, you're excited about the more, but that's what I think true success is. Success is so much more than just money. When we talk, even, and people are so triggered by the conversation of men having provision over their women. What would make you think that it's enough just to provide monetarily as a man?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me, because I'm going to need you, for me, the type of woman that I am. My preference is for my man to also provide spiritually, to provide mentally, to provide emotionally, to provide physically, to provide energetically, and also financially, right? I feel like anyone that immediately goes to, oh, they're talking about money, has a lack. There's a void. Or maybe that's the part of the mirror where you see yourself, where you see that you can't show up in the way that you really want to. So I think that a good man is a high value man. It's a man that has standards. It's a man that has certainty. It's a man that knows who he is. He knows where he's going. And that's that, and it's not about making everyone happy. It's about pleasing God,
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think that's a high value man. What do you think a high value man is?
Shoot, you said it all. I mean, I agree with you. I feel like a high value man is someone that, like you said, not just financially, but someone that can be in tune with you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and just be there for you on those kind of levels.
Yes.
And be understanding.
Yes. And have compassion.
Yeah.
And a servant's heart, but also like we gotta get, I once dated this man, and bless his heart, I'm so grateful I walked away. However, he gave me so many beautiful glimpses of what I will have in my partnership, because I was very masculine. I didn't know I was masculine.
Yeah.
Because, it's like, it's out of
like that.
Yeah, girl, it's like out of necessity, not desire. Like I'm out here, I'm building to the top 1% of this company. I'm coaching over here. I'm traveling the world. I'm speaking. I'm doing all these things. You have to be in your masculine energy in order to achieve.
Men don't understand that for working women.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. There needs to be so much more compassion inside of that.
Yeah.
And the same way where men have things to learn, women have things to learn too. And so one of the men that I dated, it was very much like, I am inquisitive by nature. I have a lot of questions.
Me too.
I have so many questions. So if you tell me like, oh, you got to move this, now I'll be like, oh, okay, let's move that. But before I was like, why do we have to move it? Where is it moving to?
Yeah, that's how I am.
Like, how much does it weigh? Are we prepared for this? So now what my ex at that time, what he said to me was, I need you to trust my leadership, because if we're on the battlefield and there are bullets flying, I don't have time to explain to you why we need to get off the battlefield. I just need you to move off of the battlefield. And when we're done with that, afterwards, we can sit and have a conversation, and I can tell you, oh, hey, by the way, this bullet, that bullet, this bullet.
Yeah.
So now when I vet a man and I feel like he has true leadership to himself and to God, now I trust. I'm just like, okay. And I recklessly trust.
Yeah.
Now, I'll also say I've made a mistake inside of giving that reckless trust to someone who did not deserve it.
Yeah.
So, yo, girl.
It'd be like that.
This is a struggle out here. Sheesh. So, okay. So how did you get into your feminine? Like I really don't think people understand that. Yes, it's innate, and yes, it's natural for us as women to want that. What does practice look like?
I really don't know how to, I don't want to sound crazy, but I would practice at home.
Like, what would you practice?
I mean, I would just practice dancing more feminine sometimes. So I could try to make myself sexy.
Yes.
Learn how to be sexy. I would the way I sit, be in the mirror, I literally just practice because it's I wanted to be more feminine.
Yes.
I did.
Yes.
So, yeah, sometimes at night I would just put on sexy music and just dance sexy. I started buying sexy sleep stuff instead of a t-shirt. I was okay, I'm just gonna start being cute when I go to bed to make me feel better. So I really just practice on being more confident in that way
Yeah.
with myself.
And I think that's so important. My mom is the GOAT. I'm really realizing, Mommy, you are the GOAT. Okay, I love you. Dad, you are too. But you didn't teach me this lesson I'm about to talk about. So my mom always said a woman should be sexy for herself.
Yeah.
And so back home, we have this store called La Cinza, which is like a Canadian Victoria's Secret. And we would go in, my sister, my mom, and I, we would go into the store and we would buy like cute little matching, sets or sleepwear, negligees. And we would get all of these different things. And my mom always said, you never know when you'll get hit by a bus. And if they're going to cut your clothes off, you don't be nasty. You know what I mean? Like just you never know. Bus could come tomorrow and then it's a wrap. Like just don't be nasty. So I do feel like it's so important. And as a result, that's something that our man gets to have. That's like a perk for him is that, oh, I got this sexy girl. But really for you, it's like, ooh, I feel sexy in my own body.
Yeah.
I feel sexy in my own clothes. I feel beautiful. I feel empowered. And then he just gets the perk of us working on us.
It's a different feeling.
Ooh. The best feeling. The best feeling.
It is.
Yes. Okay, so dating a celebrity is normal, kind of, for you.
I'm not going to say it's normal because it's new, but just the way his lifestyle is, I'm kind of used to it.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say.
Like
but dating a celebrity is not normal.
Yeah. Ever challenges that come with the fame part of it?
I mean, I feel like it's challenges that come with anything in life, like I said.
So true. Touche. Okay, being the daughter of Deion Sanders. I can only imagine because us as the people, we know him as structured. We know him as regimented. We know him as unapologetic. We know him as certain. How is that? How is Daddy Deion?
Daddy Deion is cool now. Like, I'm not going to say he was always cool now because my daddy was not always cool. He was like strict, all that stuff. But my younger siblings get it so easy and I just be so mad.
I relate.
Like, y'all get cool, daddy. But,
because you're the oldest.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will say, I think my daddy used to be hard on me a lot, but I was always like the rebel child. So I feel like he just kind of, at one day, he just said, you know what? I give up. I'm just gonna let her do what she want to do, be who she want to be. And ever since then, it's like, it's cool.
Yeah.
He thinks I'm more than what I actually am. But
I doubt
I'm
it.
like, okay, daddy, you be trying it.
Right.
Like, but yeah.
I love that. So being like the oldest and you are the only one in Atlanta, how is that? Like being away from the family?
I see my family so much. It's okay to me.
Okay.
Like, I see them every month, sometimes twice a month.
Really?
Like, yeah. So me being in Atlanta is just like my sacred space for myself, like my peace, my home. That's the only reason why, for real.
Yeah.
But I see them quite often.
That's good.
And we talk all the time.
Being the successful woman that you are and like traveling and being busy, do you feel like it's ever hard for you to be inside? Like you're a businesswoman and you're helping other people and you're creating new things and you're learning along the way. Do you feel like it's hard for you to settle into relationship role? Is that what you desire the most? Do you want to be powerhouse businesswoman, multimillionaire extraordinaire? Do you like what do you like? How do you balance? What does the balance look like?
When you say relationship role, what do you mean?
As in like romantic relationship?
In the past, me traveling has always been an issue when I dated people.
Oh.
But it's not really anymore, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's like, 'cause we both
travel.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I like traveling, so.
Me too.
It's cool. I think, of course I want to be a powerhouse, but I want to be a powerhouse for myself.
Yeah.
So I feel like I will be able to do that while in a relationship role.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think I've ever said this on a public platform in my life, but I think I really am challenged between I'm ready to just give it all up and be a wife and a mom and, coach where I coach and speak where I speak and podcast where I podcast. And like just going so hard. Like I'm somewhere in the middle And a part of me just wants to fall off the face of the earth and live on my family compound and teach my baby history by traveling to new places and eating the cucumbers that grow in the garden and going for walks with my mom that lives in the house that I golf cart to. Like, that's ideal for me. You know, I work hard now, again, out of necessity, not necessarily desire.
Yeah.
Not to say that I wouldn't, you know, bring finances to the table, because that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying I'm somewhere between, like, I'm ready to surrender.
Yeah. I think mine more so is like, I've been ready to surrender, but just the desire in me, whether I'm building a powerhouse for myself or for my dude, it's just going to be there. I'm going to want to help. I'm going to have ideas. I'm going to be able to, you know, take stuff to a different level. That's just me as a person, whether it's for me, my family, or my significant other.
Yeah. No, I agree.
That's all who I really want to do stuff for.
Yeah. Girl, I'm telling you, I really am in this space of like, do I want to, do I not? Do I want to, do I not? Because all I know is how to build with my partner, to be honest, you know?
Yeah.
So that's a given. Like, you know, business ideas, I've done it all. I've traveled it all. I've achieved so much. Like so that's not, I'm not saying I just want to sit at home and do nothing. I'm just saying, like, I'm ready to surrender. I'm just so ready. I'm ready. That's another glimpse that I got from the same ex that I was telling you about before. This man had his mother used to bake fresh bread every week. I don't know why she baked bread every week, but suddenly I was baking fresh bread every week because it was nostalgic for him. He never had to say, hey, Sarah, will you make me fresh bread?
Yeah.
I literally figured out, I'm in there kneading bread. You know what I mean? Like the dough. Oh, girl, I was in it. I trusted his leadership so much. And it was such a beautiful glimpse of like, oh, who I get to be is somewhere along these lines. Now, there's other parts where we just weren't aligned. So it's like, no, you can't be my forever. But thank you for the lessons that you taught me. And I think I'm ready to bake some bread. You know, I'm ready. I've been throwing friend dinners where I cook dinners and like the friends come over, and I just to keep me a little sharp. You know?
Yeah.
I don't want to get dull out here.
That's important. I'm not going to lie, because now I be cooking, you know, you got a little man now. You got to cook a little bit more than what you did.
Yep.
And I be like, I hope it's good. Because
that part.
But I went so long without like, because it's like people always say, oh, you save money cooking. When you stay by yourself, you do not save money
at all
cooking.
No.
Like, you don't do it. So I would not cook that much. So now that I'm cooking more, I'm like, Lord, please make it be good.
That part. And you don't save money, and you don't save time. Yeah. It is easier for me to grab a salad from the store.
Or just order something.
Yes, it's so much easier as opposed to, I was just telling one of my girlfriends, she's like, you need to go to the market. So I went to the market and I bought fruit. She's like, you didn't buy not one thing for salad. I said, the lettuce always goes bad in the fridge.
That's how I be.
I would rather just buy a salad.
Yeah.
When I'm outside.
I'm the same way.
Girl.
But yeah, I've been baking that bread though.
Yeah. You better get it, girl. Yes. I love that. And you know what? I think it's so natural when you really love somebody. So that brings us to the next part, dating.
Okay.
When you really, like, how did you know? First of all, how did you decide this man was the man? How'd this happen?
I think it's just like a feeling you have.
That was it? You said, let's do it?
I mean, it's just like a feeling that you feel with someone that I always said it's like, it's always a bunch of what ifs, but you got to find somebody that's like, okay, I'm willing to take this chance and try it out with them, even if it, you know, because you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
But this is who I'm willing to take that chance with.
I love that.
So that's what I always looked at it like.
How long did y'all know each other?
We've known each other for a while now.
Oh.
Well, we've been friends for a minute.
Yeah.
Before.
Oh. Yeah. Like strictly friends?
Yeah, we was friends.
Okay. All right. And then all of a sudden, y'all were just like, okay, let's see how this goes.
I think we just started spending more time, and that kind of brought out different things. So it was more so like, okay, I could do this. This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
You are so funny.
I just love. That's what it is. I love. And I always say with one of my girlfriends, I'm like, it's in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like if I'm talking about it, it's in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So you sharing your love story is just a reflection that mine is here too.
And I'm so like, it's hard for me because I'm such a private person.
Oh, yeah.
Like everyone knows that about me online.
Mm-hmm. I know.
So,
I know.
It is hard for me to like,
talk about it. Well, we don't have to talk about him in particular, but let's talk about you.
I feel like I'm learning more, so it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, fine. You twisted my arm. Let's talk about it. So what do you feel like has changed the most for you inside of, like, what parts of you have changed the most inside of this relationship? Like, what are the glimpses you're like, ooh, I love this about me?
I've always loved a lot of things about myself, but I feel like I'm more seen now. Like he makes me feel seen.
Oh, that's such a superpower. That's so beautiful. Like, what is an example of how you would feel seen? Like for the woman that's listening at home and they're like, I have this feeling, but maybe I'm in denial about the feeling, but I feel, what is that they could look for in the person that they're interested in or excited about dating or are dating?
I mean, just someone that makes you feel like that they're appreciative for just you being you. Like you don't have to change anything about all the stuff you thought that was a problem with yourself. They constantly remind you, and not even knowing that you had that insecurity. It just constantly happens, like, say all the good things that you didn't know about yourself. A lot of things that I felt like people wouldn't like about myself, people love.
Yeah.
So it's like I just feel more seen with me as a person.
Yeah.
In general, like the way I am, the way I act, the way I talk, the things I say, I just feel more seen and heard.
I love that. I feel like different people bring different things out of you. So what do you think are the beautiful qualities that he is bringing out of you just by him being in your presence?
I would more so say since it's still kind of new, it's hard to really say that, but I know just since being in this relationship, it has made me feel more confident with who I am as just a person in general. Like I've always been a confident person, but it's like, oh, well, the world might feel like this. The world might think this. I feel like people will be okay and love me for me as a person when I do decide to, build my brand and allow people to get to know me on a different level. So it has brought confidence in that way. And it makes me kind of want to let go of a lot of the negative fear I had with letting people get to know me really on a major scale.
Yeah. Do you feel like before this relationship that someone to claim you, like to make you their girlfriend was like, you were like, no?
What do you mean?
Like, do you feel like as far as okay, so you're saying it opened you up in a space where you were like, I'm willing to let you in, right? I'm willing to give it a shot. I'm willing to give it a chance. I'm willing to say yes to love. Okay, let's see how this goes. But before this situation and after the last situation that you talked about, was it harder for you to let love in?
Oh, no. I don't think it's ever been hard for me to let real love in.
Okay.
It's just sometimes I didn't think it was worth it. Like, I'm just a loving person.
Yeah.
So I just didn't think it was worth it sometimes.
Yeah. I love that. Okay. All right. Okay. We getting somewhere. Okay. So we're going to shift gears here a little bit. We have a really fun part of the show where we have conversation and I give you a scenario and you have to tell me it's giving something negative or positive based on the example that I give you or the scenario that I give you. So I'm going to pull it up. Okay. Let's say you are with this guy, you're dating someone and you're with this guy and he tries to make it seem like he's world traveled, he's handsome, he's tall, he's successful, he has everything going on for himself, at least it appears that way. You guys go to a Michelin level restaurant and the first thing that he orders from the server is escargot. It's giving... This man is a liar, pants on fire. He ain't never been nowhere. Or it's giving...
That.
You wouldn't?
Honestly, I be everywhere and I can't pronounce some of them words. So It's giving he tried, but we're gonna have to do Hooked on Phonics together to sound it out. But it's giving at least he tried. At least he tried.
You gonna let him be great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna tell him, be like, baby, you know that's not how you say it, right?
It's escargot, just so y'all know.
But yeah, we gonna joke about it, but I'm not gonna hold it against him.
Okay.
Because it's like he tried to do something that I wanted to do.
I once dated this man, and I love like smoothies and salads and all the things, and we went to get acai bowls, and he ordered an acai bowl. He's like, I'll have the acai bowl.
I used to do that.
Wow.
Until I found out it was an acai bowl.
Wow. I mean, I still dated him after he said acai, but I was really like, the little S is right there.
But you got to think, people who don't hear that consistently, they're not going to know how to pronounce it.
Yeah. But if you're world traveled.
I'm world traveled, baby. And
this is true. But you know acai.
Yeah, but I honestly just learned it because Shiloh had this bowl in Denver. Well, in Boulder. And I was like, oh, that's how you say it? He's like, yeah, so I learned it. And that was like last year.
No.
But also I just started eating them too. So that's why I didn't eat them. So I didn't know what they were. So
okay. That's fair.
I mean, now there is some words that's just like, okay now. But like, those are kind of like, if you don't know, it's okay because it's like you got to be told.
Yeah. Escargot, you should know.
Yeah. I mean, nowadays, yeah.
I feel like you should. Filet mignon, you should know. Or what about a Pinot Noir? Like a Pinot Noir.
I mean, look.
What would you say?
I would just laugh and be like, that's cute. You don't even know how to pronounce it, babe.
And that's it?
No, I mean, then honestly, I would probably plan a date to take him on a winery and then have him learn how to
This the one right here, okay? This is a feminine woman.
We're not going to be out no more where you don't know. We going to go to winery.
This is a good woman.
Say all the words to us and try wine.
Yes. This is a good woman. You know what? You want to know why? It's not only the level of you saying we're going to go so you can learn these things, but you didn't attack his masculinity.
Oh, yeah. No.
You didn't attack his intelligence. In fact, you made it a fun way for him to learn how to pronounce these things. And now y'all get to have a great experience and he gets to be empowered as the king he is. That was a bar. I really hope y'all didn't miss that. That was a bar.
Yeah.
Okay, Deiondra.
Yeah, a little something.
You know, a little razzle dazzle, a little something. Okay, let me pull these up because we got more. How we doing? We doing okay?
That was a good one. Yeah.
Okay. Every time you need technology, it moves. So okay, here we go. The next one.
What is it? You make me nervous already.
No, they're cute. They're just cute ones. I actually asked another woman this, and I'm curious to know your response. Let's say you have one of your riders, one of your 4 friends, and every time you go out, you get more attention. Every time you get out, people are like, oh, falling over themselves trying to get to you, which is probably normal, right? And one time the people are coming up to you, whether it be men or women, men because they're interested, women because they're just appreciating. She says, I don't know why everybody keeps telling you how beautiful you are when I'm standing here anyway. It's giving, damn, I didn't know you had all of that in you. And you're probably a little more envious than I would like. And I don't trust you and you got to go. Or it's giving, let's talk about this. Where did that come from?
It's giving both. It's giving, let's talk about this. Glad to know you felt that way. Where did this come from?
But not you got to go.
No, I mean, if she feels a way, I would like to know why.
Yeah.
It's a reason why you feel like that.
Yeah.
So it's not saying you got to go unless you break down your answer and I'm like, okay, you always going to feel like that.
Yeah.
Then that's different. But I need to know if it's something that like I do to make you feel like that or what can I do to help, you feel a little more secure in the situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't say you got to go. We would have to have a real conversation about it though and see why you feel like that and even why you feel like you got to be in competition with your friend.
That part.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like, you being the daughter of a great, that people assume that what you have because of him? Like, do people ever try to take away your success, take away your beauty, take away your mindset and attribute it all to your dad?
I mean, they do, and that's okay.
Oh.
I mean, I always say my daddy name gets me in the door, but it's up to me to keep myself there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I do have a little advantage, and I'm blessed for that.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I just get to get everything I want. I still got to work hard for it. Yeah, I might get noticed a little more than what someone else would, but I still have to work hard to stay there.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever had like felt like it's a chip on your shoulder to stay there because you want to prove? Like, I know for me, I used to have this chip on my shoulder where I was like, I have to prove that I built my business from the ground up. I have to prove, because people would say things like, oh, you're so pretty. What's your sponsor's name? You know, and it was like, damn, like.
I don't really feel like I have to prove anything to anybody because I know the stuff I went through mentally.
Yeah.
So I know where I came from and where I'm going, and that's really all I am concerned about. Other than proving, I mean, they're gonna say stuff my whole life. I mean, that's just
a part of it.
Yeah, that's just what it's gonna be, and that's okay. So I'm kind of got over that part. I'm more so trying to prove to myself on what I can be.
How did you get to that mindset?
Pain.
Oh, I know. Sheesh, that's real.
Man.
But like because there are so many people that have not arrived there at all. It's like we wish that we could, you know, think about ourselves a certain way when other people are saying, oh, she only has this because, oh, he only has that because, oh, you and your lil. As soon as I start to hear those types of words, I'm like, oh, I get it.
Yeah. I mean, they feel some kind of way, but it's like, that's okay though.
Yeah.
It's what I'm doing with it though. So.
That's good. Ooh.
And I want to do good things with it. Well, great things.
And you are. I mean, you're young and like you're out here making a difference on the planet. What is your favorite thing that you're a part of where you make a difference?
I would say the organization I work with overseas. One of my best friends started something called the Black Correlation, and it's basically when the war started in Ukraine. She started helping Black people over there, because there is like Ukrainian Black people and ones that come from other places, but they receive so much injustice. Like it was really, really bad. So I helped her with that. We like housed people, moved them out of Ukraine, literally buses at the border of Ukraine to take them to other countries. We've housed over like 300, 400 families, housed them up for a year.
Sheesh.
It was students that got kicked out of school or the schools was bombing up. Like it was really bad. So we'll put them in a different school. It was some stories where Ukrainians, like this Black family, they didn't want them to leave. So they took all their the kids' passports and stuff and tried to say that those weren't her kids. So we had to get like lawyers involved.
Sheesh.
Yeah, a bunch of stuff. So just me doing all that stuff over there, it's like, okay, I really like this.
That is beautiful.
Because it's like you never know what other people go through. Like when people telling me stories, how they're just sitting in their room and then their kitchen gets bombed. Like it's a whole different mindset. So I would say that's probably one of the best things that I feel like I'm grateful for, and her allowing me to come in and help her as well.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
It like on a super small scale, my grandfather's wife right now, she's a mail away bride. She's in her 40s, like she's younger than my oldest brother, and she's my grandfather's wife. But you know, after getting to know her, she's such a sweet lady. She's a nice lady. She comes to our family get-togethers, and she didn't know that there were beautiful Black women. Like the way oh my goodness, she tells me, oh, Sarah, you're so beautiful for a Black girl. Like just how she said, and she's so like there's no harm whatsoever.
Yeah.
Or how I speak, she's like, oh, you speak so well for a Black girl. Like and you have to teach them too. Like you can't you shouldn't say that. You can't. I
mean, it's like you can't say that, but it's kind of like they don't know no better.
Their experience. Yeah. And you know, when I first moved to Los Angeles and I had a roommate, she was from a place in Ohio, and I went to her hometown, and she's from a super small town, but she used to say like, Sarah, you're so pretty for a Black girl. You're so pretty for a Black girl. She's like, all the Black girls that I know are, you know, they have the little onion bun, and they and they, you know,
that's so rude.
But that's what she said. You know, this is an actual quote of what this girl told me. Like, you know, they dress a certain way or they talk a certain way, and it's just a different experience. But I do know that in a lot of different countries, when they see darker skinned people, melanated people, it's like, oh, you're lesser than.
But you know what? I really don't think that in some countries.
Oh, not in all of them.
I feel like when I travel to some countries, we're looked at as greater than.
Oh, I agree.
It's
Like
completely different from over here.
especially like in Asia with the men. It's like Asians have never seen black men. A lot of Asian.
Really?
Oh, there was a trip where in Singapore where people were
That's on
asking
my
to
list.
take pictures with every black, like what, like almost like a, just so intrigued and
Yeah.
just like wowed by these tall black men. You know,
Yeah.
it was a thing. It was a thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's just so it's so awesome to think of how like different experiences hinder different experiences.
Yeah.
You know. Okay, one more. We getting juicy.
It hasn't been too juicy.
Yeah, they're easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
I was a little nervous at first.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. So this one's a little more serious.
Okay.
Let's say you're in a relationship with a man. Really, I'm asking this for y'all, okay? Because Deiondra's got a lot of really great answers that are teaching you how to be in your feminine and get you a good one, okay? Okay, so let's say you're in a relationship with a man and he is in a rut. Like it is just depression central. And he is really struggling to get out of this depression, but he's not talking to you the same way he used to talk to you. He's not acknowledging you. You don't feel seen. You don't feel heard. It's giving, damn, this is a season, but I know me and my baby are going to get through it. I got to do this. Or it's giving, I love you, but I love me more and I got to go.
Ooh. That's a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hard one. It's like... Whew. It could be like one or two things, I feel like. It could be giving both. Like the first one, it could be giving, I'm gonna ride with my man. But he gotta give you something to ride for.
Mm-hmm.
He gotta give you a reason to want to continue riding.
Mm-hmm.
He got to. Because if not, you're not gonna be able to do it when it gets to that level. So
To both.
Yeah, it gotta be both. 'Cause I'm not saying like when someone's down, you don't want to just leave them and push them down unless it's becoming negative. You know what I'm saying? To where you're hurting yourself more staying there.
Yeah.
But I would ride, but they just gotta give you a reason to keep riding though.
Yeah.
And keep going with it.
Yeah.
Whether it's the smallest thing or whatnot, but they just gotta give you a reason to keep fighting for it or being there for them.
Yeah. I agree. I feel like there are absolutely seasons inside of all of our lives. And some seasons are much harder than others. You know, 2023 was one of the hardest years of my life, to be completely honest, for the first time in a really long time. And I'm finally, like I said, I'm phoenixing out of these ashes. Like I died, I fell in the ashes. Now I'm coming up out of my own ashes to be something bigger, better, and stronger. Glory be to God. And my question is, are you committed to it? Like, are you committed to this depression or are you fighting like hell to get out of it? Because I know for me, when I went through the hardest year of my life and I'm like, surely God, there's got to be light at the end of this tunnel. Like, there's got to be light at the end of this tunnel, but you can't see it. Like, that doesn't mean I'm going to stop moving forward. Yeah. And some days, but honestly, some days I didn't move forward. If I'm honest, some days I would be in fetal position, crying, you know, trying to wear the weight of the world on my shoulders. And then other days I'm super progressive, you know? And so I just really and truly feel like when it comes to my partner, you could be down. Look, you could cry on my lap and I'm never going to say nothing about it. You know, I'm not going to throw it in your face. I'm not going to do any of those things, but you can't be committed to this struggle. Yeah. You got to be committed to overcoming. And there's, like you said, there's got to be some kind of, at least a baby step.
Yeah, it got to be something like you can't. I feel like sometimes from what I hear from like my friend conversation and stuff like that, men's excuse to treat them how they treat them is because they down. Or they going through something. So it's like, it can't be that kind of situation where it's like, oh, I'm going to treat you any kind of way because I'm down. That's not what we're doing. We're not going to do that. You still have to make me feel like, okay, we feeling together, but this is just a bad time in my life right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you still got to give that.
It's giving. You got to give something. Yes. Yeah. I love that. Oh my gosh. That was easy, right?
Yeah, that was.
So we have one final question.
Okay.
This is an easy question. So here at It's Giving, we believe in evolution. We believe in growth. We believe in becoming the best version of ourselves through these real, raw, and transparent conversations. The intention is to find healing, right? And so I am an avid reader. Whether you read or you listen to books or whatever it may be, we believe in growth in that way. Okay. What book has changed your life and why?
Oh, the book that has changed my life is, what's that yellow book where it's like, let me look it up real quick.
What's the word? Tell me one word.
It's like something about like no F's given or something.
Oh, The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. Is it orange?
No, it's yellow. It's in the same category though. Let me see.
I'm like a yellow.
Oh, You Are a Badass.
Oh, that's a great book.
Stop doubting your greatness and start living an awesome life. That book.
That was a good book. Did you read her book about finances too?
I didn't.
Okay, same author. Good book.
Yeah, that book changed my life.
Yes, why?
Throughout the book, they would have you like, I remember something they'll be like, well, write down a word and then write down what do you feel about this word and why. So when I would start doing the exercises, I was like, dang, this is why I look at this the way I do. So this is why I don't do this the way I should. Like, it really made me break down my thought process. Yeah, and me.
Yeah, because you are a badass. Yes.
And is.
And is. I love it. Oh my gosh, Deiondra, thank you so much for coming on to the podcast today. You freaking killed it. Guys, if you heard today, we heard about relationships. We learned about stepping into your power. We learned about self-improvement, self-awareness, self-love. We learned about relationships. Yeah, we got into the nitty-gritty. So it was a great conversation today. And for y'all, if no one has told you today, you are freaking phenomenal. Bomb.com. Nothing can stop you but you got to do something about it. We'll see you next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye.